The last time we talked was before Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
You didn't even have a Yeah t-shirt yet. I was like, it'd be a really
Oh
good
my God.
idea. A Yeah,
Yeah.
t-shirt. And you're like, it's in the works. It's in
Yeah.
the works.
It's a process getting all that stuff done because I have ideas for things, and it's like, so you might try and run it through somebody. Oh, okay, well, yeah, we might do that. And I think there was also just skepticism at first. Like, is this really a thing? Is this just is this just going to be a flash in the pan? Is this just going to be flavor of the month? And that was kind of even a thing that we had talked about and was even talked about with me. It was like, well, I don't want to give it to them too soon because then they might get over it. And it's like, look, fine. If that's the case and I'm not good enough to carry that, cool, let's go with that. But I understand the idea of also wanting to protect me at some point as well. But like, I have the belief in myself that I can pivot and move and adapt to whatever the situation is. So if the thought is, well, if we give it to him too soon, you don't want to give it to him too soon. But if you just try and not give it to him at all, come on, man. Like I feel like I'm better than that, and I don't mean that in like a boisterous way, but just I'm confident in what I do. I'm confident in my skills, and at the same time, I want to be able to fail because when I fail, I get better.
Okay, so LA Knight's talking about how he had no t-shirt at first. He was talking about how if he see how it goes. He said they want to jump the gun by giving him a t-shirt so quick, but it seemed like as soon as the t-shirt was released, it seemed like it was good for him. It seemed like his t-shirt sold like crazy. I mean, he really set the bar with that. He really set the bar. I mean, his t-shirt really, really skyrocketed. He led the head list with Crown Jewel. I mean, he was selling this whole summer. And number one, the t-shirt, he also seen in everything. That's what's so interesting about the whole LA Knight thing. I mean, if you guys remember, even headed to Crown Jewel with match with Roman Reigns, he still was, doing his thing as far as t-shirt sales going. And it's just amazing how he literally went from one thing to the next. But LA Knight definitely, I'm definitely impressed with what he's done. Definitely good with his work. He definitely got there, no doubt about it. I'm not taking that from the man. I mean, we look here in this article, it says that he still dominates WWE T-shirt merchandise sales list ahead of Crown Jewel, and it said that a new list of top 10 merchandise sales move in October, which is what 3 months ago, and it said that he had the top items on a given website. And he was holding number one ranking, so he was top with merchandise sales. And this was right before his match with Roman Reigns for the title. And here go the list here for the top 10. We had LA Knight number one. He also Cena, who always been a top merchandise seller his whole career. Well, since John Cena became, of course, a main eventer and a world champion. Cody Rhodes number 3. Stone Cold number 4. Jey Uso Yeet number 5. Roman 6, Tribal Chief, Rhea Ripley 7, NWO 8, the late great Eddie Guerrero, and another great late Scott Hall number 10. So he outsold all these current superstars and legendary superstars. So that is impressive to outsell all these people, especially in this time. And his shirt that sold the most was the black LA Knight t-shirt. And then after Cena, the light blue orange Never Give Up, when Cena came back late last year, the yellow shirt, which is very popular, that was number 3. So he had number 1 and number 3. Then if you look number 6, he had the black LA Knight t-shirt, Let Me Talk to You. So he had 3 t-shirts. Number 1, number 3, and number 6 out of 10. So he ranked all 3 out of 10 shirts. That is impressive. I haven't seen a person new like that in a while to do that. So that's why he's getting the popularity that he's getting. So, like I said, his popularity is on, about how much longer it's going to continue. It's only a matter of time where this theme is going to fall. This theme's not going to be much longer. It's only a matter of time. You know, but LA Knight's definitely putting the work. I'm not taking nothing from him. But like I said, let's see what else he has to say. Now I know he's going to talk about his way up to WWE, and of course this happened last year. So with that being said, this is great what he's doing. Let's get back to the interview that he had with Chris Van Fleet of Insight. Let's see what else he had to say regarding this interview, because it's interesting so far. Let's continue that.
I don't know if you. How funny was it hearing the? LA Knight, an overnight success. How funny was it hearing that?
Yeah. But it was. I mean,
No,
damn,
it wasn't.
Well, yeah, but it was, but it wasn't. I mean, it was 20 years, and then all of a sudden, it was an overnight success. So, like, I mean,
so it was a 20-year overnight success.
Yeah, it was 20 years to get the overnight success, basically, because it's like all of a sudden, you know, you've got anywhere I've been, any other company had a fraction of the audience that we have now. So, to any of the uninitiated, most of them are seeing me for the first time. So, in a certain way, it is an overnight success to the broader audience.
You know, the gift though that gets shared of you the most is your promo with Dave Marquez, the shoes of the champion. Yeah. Like that gif of you. Yeah.
I just tip him back a little champagne, no big deal.
So even if nobody saw NWA, they're aware that you were a thing.
Well, yeah, because so apparently I've been married twice this year as well.
Hey, congratulations.
And yeah, thank you. Even though I'm not married. It's a weird thing that once you start to climb and people start to notice you, now they start just looking for things. Now all of a sudden people are more aware of the NWA stuff, or you know, maybe even some more of the Impact stuff, where it's like, oh wait, I want to know more about this guy, and then they go start looking for that stuff, and that's where the weird articles come up about, like, well, does LA Knight have a sister? Does he have a brother? He keeps his family life very secret. And stuff like that. And then it turns out that I got married over a weekend, which was amazing that I got married that weekend, because as far as I knew, I was wrestling in the ring all that damn weekend. But somehow I found time to get married.
You know, Wikipedia thinks your birthday is November 11th.
I corrected that like probably 10 years ago, and somehow it got changed again, because even when I did the Key to the City thing a couple weeks ago in my hometown in Hagerstown.
Yeah.
They even had my birthday list as November 11th when they put the press release. I said, no, you got to change that. It's November 1st.
It will be. I will guarantee you, within hours of this episode being put up, it will be changed, and then some idiot will go in and change it back, and then someone else will change it.
Well, the cool thing is I get 2 birthdays essentially, at least on social media, because then I get a bunch of birthday wishes on the 1st. I get a couple scragglers on the 11th, and then it's like, oh, that's my birthday again.
We'll get back to the conversation. They'll even try to get you.
Hey, did you not to talk anything like I did?
So LA Knight is mentioning how he was an NWA, TNA. I know he was even on the reality show, Rockhead reality show on TNT years ago. And he mentioned about that too. But LA Knight's been around for a long time, 20 years, off and on in all the wrestling promotions. And I know he did whatever he could to get to WWE. He had 2 stints in WWE, and he's currently on his 2nd one. But I know he's definitely had a roller coaster. But LA Knight definitely has worked his way to where he's at. He definitely did. Even though he's the overnight sensation, he's been around the wrestling industry the whole time. He's been around. He's been at NWA. He's been at TNA. He was known as Eli Drake. And I believe that character Eli Drake had another interview with Chris Van Fleet and other things. But LA Knight, he's definitely earned his spot. Like I said, I just think if WWE does not do something with him soon, he's going to lose steam. That's my only thing about that. It's my only thing about that. Now, I talked about his T-shirt. We're gonna go fast forward and talk about how it was the highest in WWE, and let's see what he has to say regarding his T-shirt sales.
Is selling merch month after month after month, but the first month you had it, who informed you of that?
So we were at Money in the Bank, and I was told that my T-shirt was highest selling T-shirt of the weekend, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I think we got to maybe a couple days later, and they were like, I think you're number 4 this month, or maybe that was the month before. I can't remember. But at some point, then I think the report came out somewhere online. WrestleNomics or somebody does it. And then I think August or September, I think I signed an agent, and now he lets me know every month. so I mean, we're on top of that stuff. He's like, all right, well, you're doing real well. It's you and Cody up here, and it's you and Punk and this. And I'm like, cool. Well, let's get these things rolling.
It's you with a lot less pieces of merchandise too.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so much less. I mean, especially if you're looking back at even like the first month. I don't know if it was July or August where it was the first month where I was top. I think I had like 3 things on there, and those guys each had, like, Roman and Cody were behind me, and they had like hundreds of items. I had maybe 3. So between all that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
To think that you could be the number 1 spot with only a few things. And but then at that point, that's when like, all right, let's start pumping out some more shirts and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, good. Thank you
could have 17 shirts with the word on it, and all 17 would sell.
At the same time, I don't want to, I don't want to exhaust everybody on that. So I'm coming up with more things that we can diversify the pack, so to speak.
Guys, Dummy is back.
And
you said Dummy the other day.
I mean, it sprinkles itself in.
It's there.
I don't want to lean on it, but
that's a T-shirt.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. There's possibly a Whose Game Is It shirt coming out that I'm working on. There's a couple other things that I'm trying to do. I try to design. Well, then again, I don't know, because half the time there's shirts come out and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I had that. I didn't even know that was there. But like the core shirts that I wear on TV, like I design most of that stuff. Like I'll go in Photoshop and, hey, let's do this and this, and I'll send it to them. They might spruce it up.
LA Knight with the Photoshop skills.
Oh man, I'm a do-it-yourself kind of guy.
You are.
I learned how to do that stuff a long time ago. Look, I can't like do Illustrator or like create things. I have a terrible visual imagination, but like if I know, okay, I want this, let me grab this and this. I know at least, if I don't know, I can go get a tutorial.
Don't worry, LA Knight. I know how to illustrate stuff. Come holler at the Red Carpet Ring. Anyway, LA Knight, he talks about the high T-shirt sales that I mentioned a couple minutes ago. And he mentioned, too, that he had great ideas for his shirts. And even himself knew that he was shocked that his T-shirts would sell the way he did. So he